Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now welcome back to another episode of Climb to Master and welcome to what is likely the last POV commentary for a while. Now one thing I just want to very quickly mention is the Malphite on the enemy team. Yeah, already had basically this was 180th game already this season. And I don't mean to start the commentary at all on a negative foot, and I'm not here to judge people's lives or anything like that, but I think there is a worth thing saying. Be careful with how much you do play League or video games, because to make it clear, I recorded this game on the 10th day of Season 10, which means this guy has averaged 18 games of League of Legends a day. And if you average a game to half an hour, yeah, he's playing over 9 hours of League a day for 10 days straight. That's a lot. So I'd say make sure you look after yourselves, everybody, and, you know, and prioritize non-video game things if that is the important thing. Your life, your job, your friends, your social, and all that stuff. That stuff's important. Health, you know, that stuff's important. And 18 games a day, yeah, like... That's a lot. So anyway, this game we're playing Shen, and comp-wise, pretty good comp. We are what I call the beef line. So a Shen, Mordekaiser, Zac, and a Leona. We are tank to the E. Holy moly tanky. The enemy team as well, when you look at it, they got a Kha'Zix. I feel sorry for him in a weird way, because like if you get to mid to late game, the only target that this Kha'Zix can assassinate is the Kai'Sa. But then the Kai'Sa will have a Shen ultimate on her. A Leona, in theory, standing right next to her. You have a Maud that can go, hey, yoink, you're in the death realm with me. So in theory, this game looked pretty solid from comp. And yeah, we're against the one-trick Malphite. Now, what I would say is, typically, whenever you see, I'd say, a one-trick Malphite, I don't know, historically, I've got no data to back this up. But historically, they go AP for whatever reason. This guy didn't, and I actually respected that. I did mention a few episodes ago that I actually think Malphite is actually not you know, he's not bad. I still don't think he's a great champion because his ultimate is pretty easy to avoid if you're like pretty, you know, the higher rating you go, it's easier to avoid Malphite ult when you've got that reaction times and stuff, and reaction times generally get better the higher rating you go. But what you're going to see this game, by the way, is aggressive early game from me. I don't know why. This, by the way, was part of my kind of try-hard stream. No music, no commentating, no camera. And I was like, I'm in the mood to just play aggressive in the early game. So I did. I was like, oh, let's go, baby. So yeah, level 2, taunt him, get my Q through him, whacking him with my auto attacks. And it's fun, man. Again, people sleep on how strong Shen is in the 1v1. That's a Malphite. Pretty tanky. He's got Doran's shield. Maybe I should have gone Doran's blade, for God's sake. Again, get my Q through him again, which gives my auto attacks in power. And we get his flash. Yeah, let's go. So yeah, really aggressive start for Shen, which is great. Generally, what I will say, the better Shens you play against, insanely aggressive players. Now, one thing that I'm like, here we go. So I thought this would be a natural teleport because, you know, he's coming back into lane. But no, he teleported there because he was getting a gank. Completely my fault, I guess. But we get him over half health, the Malphite, straight away. But I'm like, God damn it. Again, that was just really unfortunate. I go, of course, in the chat. Of course he gets a gank. Again, it makes sense why he's getting a gank. The Shen's overly aggressive and all that. But it was just annoying. I was like, really? Of all times, this game I decide to play aggressive and boom, I get punished for it. Go figure. But it's fine, you know, whatever. That's just a bit too over aggressive for me. I should have put, by the way, what I should have done is when I forced the Malphite to go back, I should have warded the river. Now, what I'm doing here, by the way, is in this play, I am definitely not the one who should have teleported. Unfortunately, it was the Mordekaiser who didn't react. Now, why? Huz, why is it not your responsibility to teleport on the Zac in that instance? That was bad. When you have when the Zac is getting caught by the Diana, and the Mordekaiser's against the Diana, well, the Mordekaiser can go match the Diana in the play. Meanwhile, the play is actually starting to turn, by the way. The Mord with his passive gets a double kill. The play's continuing. They're going actually near the bottom, and boom, triple kill for the Mordekaiser. So the play worked out okay. But yeah, in essence, me as Shen, if I teleported there, I would have completely ruined my top lane. The Zac got caught by the Diana, and the Mordekaiser could have just saved the Zac earlier with teleport, and then fought straight away his lane opponent in that whole play. And that's why, if you notice in the play again, when Zac was pinging somebody for their teleport, he was pinging the Mord, not me, because everybody in this team would have known, yeah, that's the Mord to do that. And he did eventually, but if I'm not mistaken on how Zac works, he respawns with more health based on how many blobs, I think, survive. Because obviously, when he dies with his passive up, 4 blobs expand. And, you know, he will revive if only 1 blob survives. But I think with less health than if 4 of them live. I think. Something like that. Anyway, returning to... And obviously, the Mordekaiser teleport would have potentially made the Diana just, like, attack the Zac less, in essence. I'm still going to play somewhat aggressive, by the way, to this Malphite. Don't know why. My mood, by the way, was rapidly increasing from, like, obviously what happened recently. That was his first buy, good item purchases by Mord there. But my mood was rapidly increasing. This game was just after the Victor one that we just had, and that game was a good game for me, so I was happy. Get a Q through. Again, that's what you're looking for, by the way, with Shen. You're basically always looking to try and get your blade through your opponent, because that empowers your auto attacks, by the way, and empowers them by a great deal. That it hurts you a lot if you're not doing that. And the weird thing, I should know off the top of my head exactly what the Empower is, but I vaguely remember it gives Shen tank killing capabilities, I think. It might be health damage that Shen gains. I know it's magic damage that he gains, but it might be health magic damage, potentially. Right, so we got ultimate. Worth noting, this game obviously differs from the Shen game that we had to end the lost streak. So in that game, we were against a Nasus. The Nasus, who wasn't interested in grouping, was purely about split pushing. This game, remember, we're against a Malphite, and we're against a tank Malphite. This guy is going to want to group. He can stop my ultimate as well, so it's not unlike a Nasus who couldn't stop and only is about split push. This game is pretty much the opposite, even though we're playing the same champion. We're against somebody who wants to start grouping like me. We're against somebody that can stop my ultimate. So, yeah, you got to be a bit careful. Worth noting, my build in the early game, we did obviously do good stuff in really the early game, but then eventually we obviously got ganked and that hurt us. I am very squishy, so I've got to be a bit careful here. Diana might be tilted. She just stood still and let herself get killed. So I am going for a squishy build here. But from memory, I think I go for a Titanic Rush. Now, what you'll see me do here is back off completely and then ult. Remember that, and by the way, here I muck up because of the Kha'Zix flash, but what do? I recover. So yes, the Kha'Zix flashed my Taunt, but I flash as well myself and get my QW on. So the W, remember, if the Kai'Sa, who I flashed on top of, is on my W, it means that auto attacks do not go off. So that would have, in essence, saved the life of the Kai'Sa. So yes, I made a mistake technically, I guess, by getting not the taunt on the Kha'Zix. He obviously did flash it, but it was a good recovery. So I'm going to go for a bit of an auto-attack war here. Maybe not the best idea because I'm getting attacked by quite a lot of minions at the same time. But, you know, not bad. Not bad at all. So already this game we've had, you know, an okay impact, I'd say. Good saving on the Kai'Sa. She was definitely dead in that situation if we didn't ult. And, you know, it was a good idea. We backed off. I imagine, by the way, that the Kha'Zix might be annoyed at the Malphite. Like, it might have even been worth that Malphite ulting me to stop my ultimate. And yes, I did back off maybe into tower, and you know, potentially I could have taunted him after he ulted, but he may, like, if he ulted me and flashed away or something, like, yeah, I think that potentially could have been a turning point in bot lane. That Kai'Sa lives, Kha'Zix dies again, or I get the kill, obviously, but that's a bit tilting for the Kha'Zix, so that was really good. As I did say and have said, you know, already a few times, I think, in the last couple episodes, I do think Shen is in a pretty good place right now. In 1v1, he holds his own. I think in top lane, you need to be impactful. You need to make sure you're getting involved. And Shen kind of ticks all those boxes. And yeah, you're not going to have the 1v1 impact like a Darius would or whatever. You're not going to have the carry potential a Set has. But yeah, I think for the role of top lane right now, I think he more than fits in. The only negative to him, and it's been one for a long time, is he is somewhat team reliant on, oh, I'm going to ult my AD carry and we can get a bunch of kills, and my AD carry is just running away while I'm ulting them instead of staying in the fight to kill people. So that is one of the negatives of Shen, is you are team reliant when, you know, you're wanting to make something happen. For some reason, the Kha'Zix's waiting in the bush, by the way, and all I can say, and I think I type it in chat in a second, I, for a couple years, have had something called the Huzzy hunch, that I just get a feeling of, like, their jungler's top. I don't know what it is. It's like Spidey sense, I guess. It just, everything in that situation added up that he was top lane. That I just, again, we literally, and I mean adding everything up, the Kha'Zix will be annoyed at me because I just killed him, stopping him kill my AD carry. When players are annoyed at other players, they like to kill them. So, okay, Kha'Zix might be coming top to try and kill me because I just killed him. That's one example. Two, we hadn't had vision of him in a while, and I have very limited vision in top lane. So I was like, is he top lane? Furthermore, I am doing the squishy build. So I actually, even though for a bruisery tank type thing, I actually am pretty easy to kill right now, worth noting. Taking actually not a great trade there with the Malphite. Again, do have to be careful. Do I think Malphite could kill me? Not really. Unless I make a chronic mistake that I don't see myself making. You can see I'm ready to ultimate just in case. Don't have to go for it. But yeah, what I would say is if like this player, we're against a Malphite one trick who's already played 180 games this season, that's a lot. But clearly the guy likes Malphite. To me, Shen might just be a better version of Malphite nowadays. Like, yes, Malphite has that ultimate potential, but Shen kind of has the same thing, really, if you think about it. Like, Shen has an opportunity to ult 3 or 4 people, and Shen can do flash in between. Like, Malphite can't flash ult. It doesn't exist for that champion. Meanwhile, here, if I could play some, you know, in a second, sacrificial music for the greater good, I would. So I go for an ultimate to try and save the Mordekaiser. Enemy team looking for the Mord desperately here. He flashes away. Kha'Zix, I think, comes to me. And yes, unfortunately, I think that was a failed Malphite flash, by the way. But yes, I'm dead. So, oh well. The reason I went for that is you're just seeing me there hover on the bounty board there. The dude has a 550 bounty. I don't want that to go to the enemy team. I'm fine with dying. I don't care about KDAs generally. So that is what you'd call a sacrificial death. That, like, okay, I'm dead, but at least the Mord lived. Again, you can definitely tell I'm not a KDA player. Because, yeah, KDA players would never do that. But yeah, I'm happy with it. It's fine. The Mordekaiser is very strong. I don't want him dying. So in essence, it's a good thing to do. That's your job as Shen sometimes, and a tank, you know. And weirdly, we're not building full tank this game, but it is still my job. So I'm going to return to mid lane. There's a Malphite teleport in bot lane. So again, you can kind of start to sense the desperation that the Malphite has had no impact this game so far. He is starting now to be like, I need to do something. Now, here's one thing that he's needing to do, or his first big play that he's going for, not going well. So you have to remember that the enemy team... my team has already had a good bot lane so far. We've already helped the Kaiser as Shen, you know, survive the Kha'Zix. The Malphite hasn't made an impact yet, and then his first gank, the first thing he's doing is going to the lane that's really fed. So it's arguably not the best place or not the best time for him to do it. But, you know, it's good of him to look for something at least. I'm going to head down to bot lane because I'm kind of thinking this play could be on. Look for a dive and all that, you know. They are going to kill the Alistair before I can make it. And then, hello, how are you doing? And voila, get the taunt with the Kaiser damage. Zac doing a bit of tanky tank. Does manage to survive just. Don't know if he's got passive up. I think he might. Going to go for the tower. Bit of damage on it. Going to back out because I don't want to take too much damage. And we can just be a bit patient about it. Nothing over the top. But yeah, this game's going really well. It's just kind of like a straightforward game. They're always refreshing, right? Straightforward games. Nothing too crazy about them. It's going as you'd probably expect. And, you know, if we wanted to talk about scaling and how team comps go, Yeah, again, I think our comp is better. Kha'Zix is trust me, an incredible jungler right now. But like we mentioned earlier, how is he going to do anything this game? Like, he can't kill a Maud in late game. He can't kill a Zac. He can't kill a Shen. He can't kill a Leona unless he's going to invest a lot of time into killing us. The only one he can kill is a Kai'Sa. And us, the big tank boys, I guess, and girl of Leona, we're just going to protect her. We've got Shen'l. We've got Shen Taunt, Shen W. That's just Shen. Let alone a Zac that can jump on top of him. Let alone a Leona and all that. Like, so in essence, the Kha'Zix really should have no impact this game. Hardly any, at least. So we are going to go for a play in bot lane here. Looking for it. Looking for a nice taunt, hopefully, in a second. Do go for one of my taunt flashes. Alistar W's me. And unfortunately, my Kai'Sa just walks straight into 1,000,000 damage. I don't even know where that damage came from. I do finish off the kill with the Kai'Sa. She actually gets the kill somehow. Going to go for the Alistar. Watch this, by the way. Really nice W. Like, props to him, man. He W'd me onto a trap. That was, like, really good. So, yeah, that was a lot of damage that the enemy team outputted there. Again, our fed Kai'Sa, again, at that time, I think she was 7-0. Maybe a bit of overconfidence went into that play of, like, she's just going, I'm just going to run straight into them. Because, yeah, she just got annihilated. It was like, whoa, where did that damage come from? But, you know, it ended up in a trade, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I'm now side laning. I do have teleport up, so I can help my team with TP. I just don't have my ult. And again, that's why I definitely take teleport on Shen. Because, again, the basic parameter is you ultimate the other side of the map to help your team. And then when you're done with that play, you can teleport back to top lane. But it's also in this instance, you know, you can continue your side lane pressure when you have teleport up, because I can just teleport to help my team. I don't necessarily have to have ultimate. So definitely do take teleport on Shen. And the reason why I say that, because some people are like, isn't that obvious? I weirdly have seen other Shen stuff occasionally. Maud overstays a bit too much, you know. From memory, the guy didn't play Maud. I think it was actually a Riven main. So again, you just got to learn the strength of the champion. Yes, he is very fed right now, but yeah, being that a bit too deep against 3 people. So again, I was thinking, oh, maybe the enemy Caitlyn might stay and farm by herself here, and I would be able to damage her a lot, but she doesn't. I am waiting, by the way, to teleport if something were big to happen in top lane. Something is big happening, so I'm like, where's my teleport opportunity? Haven't seen it yet. Now I see it. I'm going to teleport in. Kai'Sa getting heavily focused. She does go down in the end. They do get the Alistar. I get a nice taunt on the Malphite. Going to try and continue for him. And worth noting, Titanic Hydra, again, really good at killing tanks. So we are actually nailing this Malphite. I don't get the kill, unfortunately. But yeah, our damage on the Malphite actually isn't bad as a Shen at all, which is good. So nice play. Makes a like meh situation into a completely okay one. We kill 2 or 3 of them. They just get, well, I guess they got the Maud earlier, but they just get the Kai'Sa. And you, again, remember, that is the primary target for the enemy team. It's really the only target for the enemy team. In a grouping, team fight, or big situation like this, the only target that they're going to like go for 100% is the Kai'Sa. She's the carry. So you know that's like what you have to try and protect. Now here, again, watching the replay back, maybe I should have stuck with the Mordekaiser. He summoned the Rift Herald. I would say a pretty weird timing, because even if I stayed with him, that's still only 2 people in mid lane. That's not a lot of people. So, yeah, then he is getting a bit outnumbered here. He does ult the Alistar, of all people. I'm off to the side, but I'm not over-committing to this, because, again, it's only me and then him, potentially. He comes out of it. Then I get a lovely double taunt into Leona ultimate, and then we're recovering with the Mordekaiser damage. So that ended well. So you can see I was being patient. I was waiting off to the side, wasn't fully committing, and then it worked really nicely. And obviously that does go to the strength of Mordekaiser. I'd still say, you know, he is alone maybe a bit too much. He is really pushing the limit of being alone, but it worked out. Kai'Sa got the dragon. She was killing the dragon by herself. Weirdly, but sure. We're going to open the enemy base, and I think we might get the inhibitor. Again, not having our AD carry, who is, I guess, our main, you know, inhibitor damage and all that, but whatever. That's just the way it goes. We do get it, finally. Took a while, and we will back out. So again, game's going good. Solid game so far. It's one of those just nice and smooth, and this is a lovely game for me. Trust me, I had a big smile on my face playing this game because it was just nice. With what we went through recently, it was just nice to have a calm game. I'm having a good performance. I'm out farming my lane opponent. Like it was just nice. You know, never underestimate just nice games. Build wise, I would imagine I build my tier 2 boots here. I'd be surprised if I didn't. What am I building? I don't even know if that... Okay, so I'm going for maybe... I get a chain vest, which might be going into it. And then, yeah, they overcook it a bit again, being a bit outnumbered. And yeah, I think I go for Sunfire, maybe. Sunfire with Tiamat, a lot of split push potential. Good for team fights as well, because there's a lot of AoE burning damage. So yeah, that went a bit crazy for my team in bot lane there. But luckily, we are really ahead. What I will say is we were making some pretty big errors of people being alone. But potentially we were making those errors because of how far ahead we were. Maybe Mordekaiser wouldn't be that deep if he wasn't fed, for example. So Baron is on the table. We are pinging it, and we can do it very quickly with our comp. Mord is the one spam pinging it, and I think he teleports in for this. So he is teleporting a little bit away from me. He doesn't actually teleport on my ward on the Baron pit. But we're going for this because if you look at bot lane, the enemy bot lane was clear as day in vision. You know, they're nowhere around. So we're doing the Baron as soon as it spawns. And Kha'Zix, you can see, is there. And I go, boom, predictive taunt, baby. Let's go. Again, not the most impressive predictive taunt because you knew he was flying in that way. Like, there was only one way he was going to fly in, and he was going to fly in straight on his way to the Baron. So, yeah, we got him, which is nice. We got the Baron. I was happy with that. And we're now going to look to push into the base. So I've got my flash up. What does that mean? Obviously, remember, that means we're going to look for a taunt, baby. The Caitlyn is my target, so we're going to go for it. Flash, taunt flash, we get her. Again, nicely done with a Leona ultimate. Caitlyn stood no chance of surviving. Doing a bunch of a little bit of damage here. Obviously, the Bammies, which we don't have. Never mind, ignore me. The Tiamat item, we would be doing AoE, and that will most likely be the game. So I would say I'm pretty happy with how my Shen is going. I'm actually having some really solid games on the champion. I do, again, think he's really good right now, so I would recommend it. I'm waiting around to see what happens with the Mord. Looking for the taunt, by the way, but he got the kill, so it doesn't matter. Looking for ult, but he does survive, and that will be the game. So again, a really nice, smooth game. We had a high impact from top lane for what we could do. We used our ultimate several times. We saved people. We got some nice flash taunts. Really effective. And what I would say is this was a good example of, like, maybe Malphite is just not the best to play. Like, I think he's fine, but if you are somebody that plays Malphite, I would heavily consider playing Shen. I think he's just, in a weird way, a better pick. I think he's stronger. He has better 1v1 potential. You can see the enemy team was not happy. And once again, by the way, 22 LP. So our MMR is in a really good spot. So we're now on 55 LP in Diamond 4. That's not bad. Damage-wise, we actually do pretty good damage. That is completely fine. Above, you know, the enemy mid laner and the enemy AD carry. So again, I was actually pretty happy with this game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This was a smooth sailing Shen game. Really nice. And we are obviously still in recovery from the lost streak, but I can feel it. My mood is good. We're playing okay. And yeah, that's going to be that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, throw a like on it, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.